Hi, everybody. For many people, losing weight is one of the hardest challenges they'll face. And unfortunately, even with the best intentions, it's easy to make mistakes that not only stall your progress, but actually make you gain more weight. These missteps are common, subtle, and often encouraged by fad diets or poor advice. But knowing what they are can help you finally break the cycle and start seeing real results. One of the most common mistakes is skipping meals, particularly breakfast. On the surface, this seems logical. If you eat less often, you'll consume fewer calories. But research consistently shows the opposite. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who skipped breakfast were 27% more likely to have a higher body mass index, BMI, and 21% more likely to develop obesity. When you skip meals, your body perceives it as a threat and slows down your metabolism, while hunger builds throughout the day, making you more likely to binge later. Another serious mistake is over-exercising. Of course, exercise is vital for health and weight management, but too much of it can backfire. People who overtrain often experience fatigue, muscle injuries, and increased appetite. A study in the Journal of Obesity showed that individuals who exercised intensely often ended up consuming just as many, if not more, calories than they burned, negating their effort entirely. It's also psychologically exhausting to maintain extreme routines, leading many to quit altogether after a few weeks. The third mistake is falling for misleading labels, like low-fat or diet products. In the 1990s, the low-fat craze led millions to buy products marketed as healthy, but these foods were often packed with added sugar, salt, and artificial flavors to make up for the loss of fat. Research in appetite found that people eating low-fat snacks consumed 50% more calories than those eating regular snacks, simply because they believed they were making a better choice. Always read the full nutrition label rather than trusting the marketing on the front of the package. Lack of sleep is another hidden culprit. Sleep is critical for regulating hormones like leptin and ghrelin, which control hunger and feelings of fullness. When you don't sleep enough, leptin levels drop and ghrelin rises, making you hungrier and less able to recognize when you're full. A study in the Annals of Internal Medicine found that sleep-deprived individuals lost 55% less fat and maintained more body fat compared to those who got 7 to 8 hours per night. Poor sleep also raises cortisol levels, which encourages fat storage, particularly around the midsection. Finally, stress eating is one of the most pervasive mistakes people make. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which increases cravings for calorie-dense, sugary, and fatty foods. A survey by the American Psychological Association found that 38% of adults reported overeating or eating unhealthy foods due to stress at least once per week. Over time, these habits compound, leading to weight gain and even greater stress, creating a vicious cycle that's hard to break. What all these mistakes have in common is that they put your body in a state of imbalance, either physiologically by disrupting hormones and metabolism, or psychologically by encouraging unhealthy behaviors. And they all stem from trying to force quick results instead of focusing on long-term, sustainable changes. The good news is that once you're aware of these pitfalls, you can avoid them. Rather than skipping meals, aim for regular, balanced meals that keep your blood sugar stable. Instead of punishing your body with hours of exercise, focus on consistent, moderate activity that you can sustain. Read labels carefully and choose whole, minimally processed foods over diet products. Make sleep a priority and find healthy ways to manage stress, like walking, meditation, or talking with friends. Weight loss is not just about eating less and moving more. It's about working with your body instead of fighting it. By avoiding these 5 common mistakes, you'll not only stop sabotaging yourself, but also set the stage for real, lasting success. Every positive choice you make, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goal.